Fake HOA fined me $2,800 for a Treehouse public backlash made them reverse it. Have you ever built something with love, only to watch it torn apart by someone's petty vendetta? In the quiet cul-de-sac of Willow Creek, I spent last summer hammering nails into a treehouse for my two kids, Ethan and Lily. It was a labor of love, sweat-soaked weekends with my wife, Sarah, passing me tools while the kids sketched designs on scrap paper, dreaming of their backyard castle. The treehouse wasn't just wood and nails. It was their laughter, their secret hideout, their childhood unfolding in the branches of an old oak. But then came Karen Mitchell, the self-appointed queen of our neighborhood, who decided our joy was a violation of her invisible rulebook. Karen wasn't part of any official homeowners association. Willow Creek didn't have one, or so I thought when we bought the house in 2019. The neighborhood was a patchwork of families, retirees, and young couples, all coexisting without fuss. But Karen, with her pristine lawn and eagle-eyed patrols, had other plans. She'd moved in a year ago, a widow with a knack for control, and quickly formed what she called the Willow Creek Standards Committee. It wasn't registered, had no legal standing, and consisted of her and 3 cronies who met over coffee to nitpick everyone's property. Most of us ignored her until she targeted our treehouse. It started with a letter slid under our door on a crisp October morning. Notice of violation, it read, typed in Comic Sans of all things, demanding we remove the treehouse for non-compliance with community aesthetic standards. The fine? A jaw-dropping $2,800, payable to Karen's PayPal account, or she'd escalate to legal action. I laughed it off at first, thinking it was a bad joke. Who demands thousands for a kid's treehouse? But when I confronted Karen, her face was all sharp angles and smug certainty. "This is about property values, Mark," she said, clutching her clipboard like a shield. "That eyesore is dragging us all down." Eyesore? It was a sturdy, cedar plank structure, painted to blend with the tree, built with permits I'd secured from the county. I tried reasoning with her. I showed her the permits, explained how Ethan, 8, and Lily, 6, used it daily, how it kept them off screens and sparked their imagination. She didn't budge. "Rules are rules," she snapped, though she couldn't produce a single document proving her committee's authority. Sarah and I decided to ignore her, tossing the letter in the recycling bin. Big mistake. A week later, a tow truck rolled up, hired by Karen to confiscate the treehouse as collateral. The driver, a burly guy named Tony, looked as confused as I felt when I ran out to stop him. "Lady said it's an illegal structure," he muttered, scratching his head. I sent him away, but the audacity lit a fire in me. That's when the twist came. I wasn't the only one Karen had targeted. At a neighborhood barbecue, I overheard Mrs. Delgado, a sweet retiree who'd lived here for decades, complaining about a $500 fine for her unauthorized rose garden. Then Jake, a single dad down the street, admitted Karen had slapped him with a $1,200 penalty for parking his work van in his own driveway. We weren't just dealing with a busybody. Karen was running a rogue operation, extorting neighbors under the guise of a fake HOA. The revelation hit like a lightning bolt. This wasn't about aesthetics, it was about power. Fueled by anger, I decided to fight back, but not with Karen's tactics. I went public. I posted a photo of her violation notice on the neighborhood's Facebook group, along with a heartfelt rant about the treehouse and what it meant to my kids. I detailed her fake HOA, the absurd fine, and her tow truck stunt. I didn't expect much, just a few sympathetic likes, maybe, but by morning the post had exploded. Neighbors commented with their own Karen stories. Fines for holiday lights, demands to repaint unapproved mailboxes, even a threat to seize a dog for barking too loudly. The post racked up 200 shares in 24 hours, and someone cross-posted it to a city-wide Reddit thread. Strangers were outraged, calling Karen a backyard dictator and demanding justice. The confrontation came at the next Standards Committee meeting, which Karen hosted in her living room, decorated with beige everything and a faint smell of mothballs. I rallied Mrs. Delgado, Jake, and a dozen others to show up. Karen, flanked by her 3 loyalists, tried to control the room, banging a gavel she'd clearly bought for the occasion. "This is a private meeting," she huffed, but we weren't leaving. I laid out the facts. Her committee had no legal standing, her fines were unenforceable, and we'd contacted the county, which confirmed no HOA existed in Willow Creek. Her face turned the color of her Merlot. Then came the bombshell. Jake, who worked in IT, had dug into Karen's PayPal records, publicly accessible thanks to her using her personal account for fines. She'd collected $7,400 from neighbors over 6 months. None of it reported to any authority. Gasps rippled through the room. Mrs. Delgado, usually soft-spoken, stood up and called Karen a crook in pearls. The crowd erupted, demanding refunds. Karen stammered, claiming it was for community improvements, but couldn't name a single project. Her cronies abandoned her, mumbling excuses as they slipped out. Karen's empire crumbled faster than her composure. The Reddit thread caught the eye of a local news station, which ran a segment titled, "Fake HOA Terrorizes Neighborhood." The reporter interviewed me in front of the treehouse, Ethan and Lily waving shyly in the background. Social media lit up with Karen takedown hashtags, and a petition to ban Karen's committee gained 1,500 signatures in days. Facing public humiliation and threats of a class action lawsuit from neighbors, Karen caved. She issued a handwritten apology, refunded every cent, and dismantled her committee. The treehouse stayed, its wooden walls now a symbol of our little rebellion. But the victory wasn't just about saving the treehouse. It was about reclaiming our neighborhood from fear and control. Ethan and Lily still climb those rickety steps, their laughter louder than ever. Mrs. Delgado's roses bloom brighter, and Jake's van sits proudly in his driveway. Karen keeps to herself now, her curtains drawn, her clipboard nowhere in sight. We learned that community isn't about uniformity, it's about standing together against those who'd rather tear us down. What do you think? Was Karen just misguided? Or was she a bully who got what she deserved? Share your thoughts, I'd love to hear them.